Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am so incredibly excited to be your guide today. If you're tuning in right now, get ready, because you're about to experience a totally game-changing lesson for your conversational fluency. You know, as an English language coach, I see so many learners hit this frustrating wall when they're trying to sound natural. But today, we're going to break right through that wall together. We are looking at how to completely master English agreement, moving way beyond just saying, "me too."
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're chatting at a dinner party or maybe a networking event, and someone says something, and you completely agree with them. But the only phrase that pops into your head is, "me too." And you just kind of know deep down it sounds a bit repetitive, or maybe even a little out of place in that specific context. It can feel so awkward. Well, don't sweat it. Today, I'm going to let you in on the secret solution that native speakers use all day long. By the end of this explainer, you'll be doing it naturally yourself.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, the secret helper verbs.
Think of this as opening up your brand new grammar toolbox. The entire secret to sounding completely natural when you agree with someone relies on these little words right here, auxiliary verbs. These are our helper verbs, words like do, does, did, am, is, are, was, can, could, and have, has, had. So instead of repeating the main action verb that the other person just used, we just grab one of these helper verbs. The golden rule is super simple. Use the auxiliary verb from the original statement. But wait, what if the original sentence doesn't even have one? Honestly, no problem at all. You just use your trusty backups, do, does, or did. Lock this toolbox in your mind, because it is absolutely crucial for everything we're about to do.
Okay, moving right along to part 2, agreeing with positive statements. Let's see how this actually works in practice.
So here is your golden formula. When someone says something positive and you want to agree with it, you do not say "me too." Instead, you use this structure. The word "so" plus your helper verb from our toolbox plus "I." It's literally like a tiny, perfect math equation. So plus auxiliary plus "I." Let's actually test this out together. I'm going to act as your personal language coach right now. I'll read a statement, and I want you to mentally guess the agreement before I give you the answer. Ready? First statement, I like pizza. Well, the agreement is, so do I. Why? Because like is a main verb with no helper, so we bring in our backup verb, do. Next up, I'm hungry. The answer is, so am I. See, we just borrowed that am straight from the original sentence. How about she can sing well? That's going to be, so can I. We literally pull the helper can right down into our formula. And finally, we went to the beach. That becomes, so did I, because went is past simple with no helper, so we grab our past tense backup, did. See how elegantly that little formula works every single time?
Now, quick heads up because I have to warn you about a really common trap for learners. Take a look at this sentence, I have a dog. You might be super tempted to say, so have I, right? Because you hear the word have. But hold on a second. In this specific sentence, have represents possession. It's the main event, not a helper verb. So we have to fall back on our trusty backup, do, which makes it, so do I. On the flip side, if someone says, I've seen that movie, meaning I have seen, then have actually is acting as a helper to the main verb seen. In that case, you absolutely would say, so have I. Just keep a close eye on whether have is the star of the show or just helping out.
You are doing amazing so far. Let's switch gears now to part 3, agreeing with negative statements.
So what happens when someone says something negative? Like they don't like something or they can't do something and you want to agree. We literally just swap out the word so for the word neither. Neither simply means also not, and it slots seamlessly into the exact same mathematical formula. Neither plus your helper verb plus I. Let's power through some more examples, using our new neither formula this time. I don't like horror movies. You agree? So you hit him with, neither do I. He isn't ready. Now, notice this one. The original says he isn't, but you're talking about yourself, so the pronoun shifts, and you say, neither am I. You always adapt the helper to match you. I can't swim becomes, neither can I. We didn't sleep well becomes, neither did I. Spot on. The rule is exactly the same as the positive version. We're just tailoring it for those negative moments.
And looking at this, it just perfectly illustrates the complete symmetry between the two rules. A positive, I like cats, transforms into, so do I, while a negative, I don't like dogs, transforms into, neither do I. If you're tired, you say, so am I. If you're not hungry, you say, neither am I. It's incredibly balanced. Once your brain catches the rhythm of this symmetry, I promise you, you'll never feel the need to say, me too, ever again.
But wait, what happens when you don't agree? What if someone loves something and you absolutely hate it? That brings us to part 4, how to disagree naturally.
Disagreeing is actually wonderfully simple, and the best part is it keeps you from sounding rude or overly repetitive. It's just a two-step mental process. Step 1, you identify that helper verb the speaker used. Step 2, you just swap it to its complete opposite. So if they used a positive helper, you use a negative one. If they use a negative helper, you respond with a positive one, followed by your subject. That's the whole shebang.
Let's practice this contrast right now. Say someone tells you, I like jazz, but you really don't. Instead of dragging out the whole sentence and saying, I don't like jazz, you just use the opposite helper, I don't. It's short, crisp, and so natural. I'm Brazilian. You say, I'm not. I can play the piano. You say, I can't. And what about disagreeing with a negative? Someone says, I don't drink tea, but you love tea. You simply reply, I do. It perfectly means I do drink tea, but it's wonderfully concise. I'm not happy. I am. I didn't enjoy the film. I did. By just flipping to the opposite auxiliary verb, you instantly sound fluent and confident.
Now for the fun part. In English, how you sound is just as important as the actual words you use. Let's look at part 5, perfecting your intonation.
Take a look at the capitalization here. That represents where your stress, your vocal energy, really needs to go. To sound totally natural, we actually put the heavy stress on the auxiliary verb itself. Listen to the feeling of this friendly agreement. So do I. Notice how my pitch falls just slightly on that stressed word? So do I. Or a polite disagreement. I don't. I can't. I am. When you let your intonation fall gently on that stressed helper verb, it projects this wonderful, natural confidence. You don't sound like you're reading from a textbook anymore. You sound like someone having a real, living conversation.
All right, you have done amazing work today. Welcome to part 6, final conversation practice. We're going to treat this like a mini boss battle, putting all these rules, agreeing, disagreeing, and intonation to the ultimate test.
I am going to play Speaker A. I want you to read Speaker B's responses out loud right wherever you are right now. I'll leave a tiny split-second pause for you to jump in before I say it with you. Here we go. I say, I really enjoy cooking. You say, so do I. That's positive agreement. I say, I'm not a morning person. You say, neither am I. Negative agreement. I say, I can't speak French. You say, I can. Beautiful disagreement. I say, I thought the test was easy. You say, I didn't. Using that opposite backup verb. I say, I haven't had lunch yet. You say, neither have I. Absolutely brilliant. You totally nailed that.
You have officially conquered one of the most common and natural patterns in everyday English conversation. You've got your secret helper verbs, your mathematical formulas for so and neither, and you know exactly how to flip the verb to disagree politely with perfect intonation. I am so incredibly proud of the work you put in today. You are more than ready to drop Me Too from your vocabulary forever. But it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other repetitive textbook phrases are you still using that native speakers secretly never say? Well, keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll tackle those next time on This Explainer.